Good morning. I just made the collective entirety of Corsace poop their pants because I came in at the exact minute this was supposed to start. Welcome, everybody, to the Mappers Choice Awards 2024. I'm Fiery Rage. You're going to be joined by Nafi for this section of the Standard Beat Map Award Showcase. I'm sure everyone's excited just as much as I am to see the epic results that we have. I need to work on my hype. I am like so dead right now.
Thank you, Fiery, and welcome everybody to Mappers Choice Awards 2024. We're so glad we found our commentator today.
Yeah, no worries, guys. I made everyone just panic for the solid 30 minutes, just wondering where the hell I was, and I'm just popping in here and I'm just like, hey guys, how's it going? I'm ready. Let's commentate. Let's get some commentating as we get into the first awards that we have coming up right now. First with most promising.
So to start us off today, we have Komachi Baka. So they ranked their first marathon this year with Hikan Koko, View of the River Styx, just starting straight off with Toho. That's a good choice.
This is honestly probably the harder song of this set, even though we had one that just got ranked. I think that's higher star rating than this. That is Farm. This is the exact opposite of Farm, but this is actually really fun to play, all things considered, so very well-deserved entry here, if I had to say so myself. Very tech-oriented, as you can see. Probably way more tech-oriented than you would really expect from the song.
Yeah, the finger control looks kind of crazy on this one. And before this, the only other thing that they've had with the leaderboard was like a GD on a loved set. So this is a really, really, really strong debut.
I'll just let the map play out. Unfortunately, this is, I think, one of the maps I have not really had much experience with. I have seen this in passing, and that's about as much as it goes for me because I am too bad to play this, unfortunately.
You gotta get better.
I do. I need to get back into the groove of things where I can actually play this without failing miserably. Because this, I mean, this really looks fun if you can play it. I just cannot right now. Megafan has a point. Grok, explain this map. Let's get Grok here.
Toho.
That is true. A selective undermapping choice here, which is pretty neat. I think every other set has this mapped out normally, as you would expect, but selective undermap there.
You know,
very unique.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw a completely new mapper just show up and put out a really crazy, unique, really hard to play marathon, and then that's their first ranked.
I think I'm trying to think actually. The Honorable, I guess, kind of counts. He ranked a very hard, symmetry-oriented reading map. I think it was like AR7, 6 stars, and that was last year, I believe. I think that was probably the last one, unless I'm trolling. This is going to be top 3 best Unorthodox as well. We'll find out. Stay tuned. We have just been told by Capo Boy we don't have to watch the entire map, and that's probably for the best, all things considered, because I don't know how we're going to fill 7 minutes of time. Anyway, going on to the next one. Most promising. Number 2, we got Misty. Actually a pretty well-known mapper, all things considered. Ranked guest diffs from all the way back in 2022, but first ranked map in 2024.
So he's been making casual cameos all these years, but now he's ranked his first marathon for 2024 with this really pretty map of Yugure by Lamp.
It's a very soft, mellow song, what you'd expect from the artist. Overall, just fairly chill, all things considered. Fun to play and to relax to. Otherwise, if you know their guest diffs, they've been around for the most part. They've been around for quite a while. Got guest diffs on sets like Vindication, Hibari, Ball Hard, everyone's famous crafter song. Unfortunately, I do not really have much else to say because I'm probably the least familiar with the user categories. I am sorry. I need to pay more attention to the user categories. Anyway, not anything else to say.
I've been corrected for saying they. Misty is the loveliest she in the world. Thank you. That's it.
Okay. Well, anyway, last up and most promising. Another one I'm also unfamiliar with, but number one, getting into the most promising, up next, we got Surgis. I don't know how to pronounce that, actually.
Hard G or soft G, we'll see someday.
Yeah, ranked their first set in 2024, also ranked the Deftones in 2025, which is pretty balling, but relatively new mapper coming out. First ranked map, July 2024, and then since then, just been kind of grinding it out. And another tech-oriented mapper. Very tech-pilled in this category, which is not a bad thing. I mean, this is pretty chill. This map is pretty nice. Apparently, I am unaware. You're right, I am unaware. Very cool map, though, all things considered. This actually looked really fun to play. I've, like, never seen this map before. This is really fun, honestly.
It is very
I need to try this after the stream. See what I can
You
do
should
on it.
also check out their ranked DDs from 2024. They have one collab and then one other difficulty on a Stompy set, and then on a Boy Frosty Helio Pog set. And those difficulties are also pretty cool, made by Sturgis, kind of showing up second half of the year, going crazy.
Yeah, very nice, honestly. Looking forward to seeing what they're capable of producing in 2025 outside of Deftones. And that's going to do it for the user category. As we get into map categories next. Not entirely done with user categories, but we'll be doing map categories. And here we go. I hope you guys like high difficulty, and who would have seen this coming? Apparition, the remap, tied second place. Everyone knows this song, for better or for worse. This is my favorite song that you look up the lyrics to and then realize, wow, this is kind of fucked up.
Do not research.
But yeah. Everyone knows this song. Camo making a modern rendition of this, the famous Mazarin map that just got FC'd last year, as a matter of fact, by Mr. Wreck himself, stealing the fame from intercamming, unfortunately. This, I think, generally regarded as the easier set of the two. I don't know if that's just because of Mind Block, all things considered, but I've seen a lot of people get better scores on this, so... It's basically what you'd expect from a metal stream map for the most part. Especially one from Camo. There's a lot of awkward stream angles here and there, a lot of weird jump angles scattered throughout, but for the most part, still relatively comfortable to play.
That's what makes it exciting. Also, I don't think there's any FCs on this map yet. I might be wrong.
I believe there is no FC on this, but Emrak does have a 3-miss alongside Malashevsky, and I believe both of those are like 800 PP plays, so...
Holy cow.
Yeah, people are very good at this game, and it is messed up. So apparently got sped up to 255 for a tournament. I am assuming... And this was a custom map, actually, now that I remember it. This is a custom map for... This is a custom map for Enri's speed tournament, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, for Enri's Shreddington Showdown Annihilation Grand Finals tiebreaker.
I actually almost forgot this was for a tournament. I don't think it was actually played in the tournament, but nonetheless, tournament representation. Not going to be the only time you're seeing this. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
That pretty much does it for this map. It's, if you've heard Apparition before, yep, this is Apparition. It's just a remap. It's pretty neat.
So next up, we're going to be checking out the next number 2, because again, this was a tie for this category.
Oh boy. This is not going to be the only time you're seeing this set, by the way.
I mean, they already saw it like 3 times in storyboard.
Well, you get to see it again. Everyone knows this map, again, for better or for worse. Very controversial, to say the absolute least. A lot of people absolutely despise this map. A lot of people very much enjoy this map. This is probably the most divisive map on here, all things considered.
But you know, when you push something in difficulty in a different way than usual, it's very impressive what you can do with that. And as well what people take inspiration from that for.
This is very much one of these maps that you can look in the editor and very much appreciate, but when it comes to actually playing it, it is,
it's way harder than
it is definitely an experience playing, I'll tell you that much. These 1/16th jumps on the slider ends. A lot more difficult than they appear on first glance. I believe we'll probably get to the 1/16th double jump section as well, which is everyone's favorite part to get 100s on and not actually act properly, because acting that properly is borderline impossible.
No, you can do it.
Even if I did hack it, the ending on this map might not be possible. This is probably the most controversial aspect of this map, is the fact that most of the high difficulty on this comes from the last roughly minute of the map, especially the last 30 seconds, I'd want to say. That's pretty much the only area of the map that is super difficult, and you can see that reflected in the leaderboards by having a lot of high combos and then everyone just dying on the ending.
It's only 5 minutes. They can just, you know, practice.
I just play it again. It's not that hard.
Yeah, just use Osu's practice. Oh.
Here's the 1/16th doubles. Those are borderline impossible to SS properly. You can, though. I've done it before. It's just very hard.
Honestly, Wafer went off with this one.
This is a lot more. This is basically peak mapping as an art form, all things considered. This isn't really a map that you're meant to necessarily play, and more so just appreciate. At least that's the way I look at it.
We'll see you in 2036 when people are farming this just to get into their top 100 scores.
Yeah, Dada explains it perfectly. It's a vibe map. You just vibe. That's all you do with this map. I kind of want to get to the ending just so people can see the actual high difficulty part of this, because this is kind of not showing why it's actually difficult. The issue is, we also have to listen to the entire song if we want to get there, so if Cabo wants us to do that, feel free. Otherwise, we can move on to number 1. Oh, he can just skip. Oh, he just skips. Okay,
he can skip.
That's crazy. He can just timeline skip. We got the editor in here.
The build up in this map goes crazy too.
I'm sorry, Wafer.
Awesome.
Wafer I just ruined Wafer's masterpiece just by having it skip. Anyway, here's the actual hard part. This is where the high difficulty comes into play. These space triples, not too crazy, all things considered, but those bursts right there, very hard to hit. And then you get these 5 bursts, which are basically full screen, and then this part is fun. Right here. And now you see why no one FC'd this map.
It gets pretty hard at the end. Next up, we're checking out Candyland!
Wow, who would have seen this one coming? It's a map from 2017! Yes!
Got ripped out of love by force, and then put into ranked. Finally ranked! You know, I remember being a baby and seeing all the drama about this and it not being able to get ranked, and now here we are, like 6 years later, a lot of years later, and it's finally in ranked for the box art long blind 4 ever difficulty.
It's I'd say probably a fairly underwhelming result, all things considered. I think basically everyone in the mapping community is already familiar with this map, and most people already know how revolutionary, all things considered, it was in the tech mapping scene. ProBox in the early days of tech mapping was quite a visionary, I would say, having a lot of patterns that you just wouldn't see from normal tech maps. Same with Handsome, which also collabed on this. But yeah, this map been used in a couple of tournaments as of late, but was mapped for the ranked section all the way back. I actually think prior to when this map was submitted. I think it was back in 2016, if I'm remembering correctly. I swear to God, it was older than that. Unless I am just misremembering time, which is pretty possible. Nonetheless, it's a very much a slider tech map. The most I wouldn't say generic actually, but the most standardized form of slider tech you could really expect.
That's what happens when you innovate in a field and then everybody copies you, is that it makes you look basic, but that's not true.
Can we get the real first place? Buddy, I have some horrible news.
Just got 12 first choice votes.
It is very nice seeing these old maps actually try and go for rank recently. SD Revival is a blessing in that regard. It's very fun to see. Because now you can actually see top players get awesome scores on this, and that's always fun to see. Like, leaderboards do wonders on making these maps a lot more accessible and player-friendly, instead of just playing them unranked. Also, this part sucks. Like, actually screw this part.
We got some player rage today.
It's literally, like, it's just unplayable. That's unplayable part. You can't combo it. Like, the rest of the map is pretty straightforward, and then that part happens. Nope. Just gone. It's over. Yeah, fairly consistent difficulty throughout. What you're seeing right now is basically the entire map. And,
So, congratulations again to Professional Box and Handsome, aka Fifi, for finally getting this ranked and getting to have it represented for Best High Difficulty MCA 2024.
One of the worst name changes of all time. Nonetheless, let's get back into the next map category. We have a 3-way tie on this one for 3rd place in Best Vanilla, so I'll start things off fresh with another tournament map, Kaidamari on the Wings by Melon Boy. Okay, Mr. Sunshine. This song is great. This map is awesome. I love this map. This is a No Mod 1 for OWC 2022, I believe. Either that or 2023, one of those. I'm pretty sure it was the one I didn't play in, so 2022. Very early stage, very accessible for everybody. It's just a nice song. It's a nice song.
Melon Boy really cooks when it comes to his tournament customs. He's great.
Yeah, there's a very good reason why Melon Boy and Fucho in general has been basically mapping No Mod 1s ever since this. He's been relegated to the No Mod 1 slot, I think, every time outside of the tiebreaker in 2023. Or not 2023, 2024, my bad. But, yeah, he knows how to make comfortable jump aim. And just, in general, fun maps to play in tournament. Because no one really complains about his No Mod 1s. In fact, I think a lot of people actually say his No Mod 1s are their favorites. when playing in tournaments in general, so not too surprising to see it represented here in Best Vanilla.
You know, I was clueless about tournament maps in 2022, so imagine my surprise when he collaborated with me on a storyboard and then I find out he's a goated mapper and I'm like, wait, what?
What, you don't know the famous Packet Hero mapper? That's messed up. That was like his first breakthrough map was Packet Hero, Pucho. Everyone played that map. That was in OWC 2017. We lost that map against Poland. It wasn't fun.
Sorry, Kyrie.
It's okay. I'm used.
But yeah, Kaidamari on the wings, really clean, nice map of a really cheerful, sunny, sunshine rainbow song. We'll be checking out the next Best Vanilla Top 3 for our 3-way tie next.
We got Kimono Princess Deets coming back from the dead. Another, I think this is actually another old map. Actually, no. Actually, yes, it is old, but not as old as Candyland. This was made in 2020. But revived by... I always mispronounce your name. I am so sorry. Jalink? FS Jalink, I believe, is how you pronounce that. I always forget how to pronounce it, and if I butchered it again, I am so sorry. Nonetheless, fairly straightforward map. This also is a set that hosts quite a lot of different difficulties. You have one by Charles, 2011, Lesja in 2009, another diff by Deets, mapped in 2022. Very wide variety of mapping styles in this set alone, but Deets is the difficulty that wins tied third. Vanilla. A very cool set, all things considered, though. You guys definitely should check this one out.
The way they integrate, like, the 1/4 rhythms is really, really nice.
Just a nice, simple set, all things considered. This is very good at mapping simple maps. That does it for this. Let's get to the last third place tie. If we're going with old maps, boy, I got some news for you guys.
I go Kibble!
Kibble in 2024. Just kidding. This was mapped in 2016.
And it's finally ranked, guys. It's finally ranked.
This is a very bad omen if half of these maps are already just old maps being ranked in 2024. But yeah, not really much to say. If you played a Kibble map in 2016, any of the old Hard Rock farm maps that he made, basically back when Skystar was the farm mapper, that is an absolutely insane statement to be making today, but it was true. Skystar was a farm mapper back then. And this is more or less in that same general style. Just a lot of comfortable aim, some light slider tech here and there. Nothing crazy though. But yeah, just pretty simplistic. Not really too much to say. Very fun map to just kind of lose yourself to. So we get into second place now. Another set that has quite a wide variety of difficulties. Love BBB. Believe everyone. There is so many diffs in this set. We're talking about Subahibi's Atmosphere in this one in particular, though. Relatively, I'd say unknown mapper. He's been around for quite a while, since 2022, but I don't think a lot of people are familiar with most of his diffs. He hasn't really had that much of a presence outside of, I guess, the mapping community. Just talking as a player, at the very least. But very, very fun, simplistic map here. Surrounded by a bunch of guest diffs on the same set, too. This is another case of, like, the exact same, what were you gonna say?
This set has 6 extras.
You know, there is a lot of diffs on this, and this song is fun too. Like there's just a lot going for the set. This difficulty as well. I mean, you're saying it right here. Just fairly simplistic, nothing too crazy here, just a lot of jump, snap, aim, even some slider tech sections like that, but nothing, anything crazy, especially compared to modern mapping standards, I'd say.
The vanilla form of slider tech.
That Dada puts it perfectly. This specifically got a bunch of votes, even though there were a bunch of other extra diffs in the set, which I'd say a lot of people also appreciate, so this one stood out amongst all of them. Get the vote here, and rightfully deserves its second place.
That being said, everybody got spoiled, so let's go ahead and check out Vanilla Top 1.
Narusite. We actually have a map from 2024. How messed up is that?
Hey, Love PvP was like 2022.
Was it 2022? I think this was submitted in 2024.
No, the other map. But yeah, this map is 2024
oh, yeah,
by
true.
2 Xiaoyans.
Yeah, Frost Switch, if you know him. Melter goes by the name now. I think everyone is familiar with him in the mapping scene at this point. Everyone knows their general style. Just very straightforward, fun to play. Wide angles mixed in with comfortable angles here and there. Just a nice, chill map to lose yourself to. This is from 2020. Okay, well, we're still on the streak, unfortunately. I thought this would be a new map because it was submitted in 2024, and I've been lied to by the submission date, unfortunately. Yeah, not too much to say about pretty much any of the best vanilla categories. They are best vanilla. They are very simple, but
they are really good at doing what they do. Like, if you ever heard that like cartooning is like hard to simplify in person, sometimes vanilla, you know, it's hard to simplify like a really intense song into like just a really nice, clean, smooth map.
Also, it doesn't really help that I think 2024 was the year a lot of vanilla maps kind of just became the exact same. Like, basically every single jump map is just the same thing now. Which is what players want, granted, but it makes it, talking from a mapping perspective, it makes it incredibly boring. So, that's why you're seeing a lot of these old-style maps in this vanilla category in particular, and just because this was before Control Despair. Anyway. That does it for Best Vanilla. We're going to get into Complex Rhythm and Swing now. Top 3. No ties on this one, so just 3 for this one. And quite surprisingly, I think, for some people, this is the 3rd place on that. To get Cavaboy to hopefully load up the map here.
Nah, he's just vibing with the vanilla.
Honestly, I respect it. Meet the Grams. This is a map. It is a map.
This definitely lives up to the name of Complex Rhythm, because like Kendrick Lamar heard this, he heard the backing beat and he was just like, you know what? I'm not going to rap to the beat at all. Most of this map is like snapped to like 180.
This is another fabled map that is very awesome to look at in the editor, especially the ending. The ending has sliders that have the lyrics written on them, which is very neat. But try playing this, you're gonna have a horrible time.
You just gotta channel the energy of the rap master into you. But I really enjoy how Scub balanced out like the insanely complex rhythm by being really strict about his visuals. And then later on in the map, when it kind of like, you know, starts warbling, starts breaking down, starts getting more regular all around.
I mean, it reflects the song in that sort of fashion.
5% will comprehend, but 95 is lost. Be proud of who you are. Strength come from within.
This map in particular is very special to me. I had to spend 2 hours looking through snapping on this with Scub, and it was very fun.
Can't understand me right now. Just play this when you're 18.
That's one way to use the word fun.
Yeah. Just like this song. Remember when this song came out this year? That was messed up. Like, that entire drama was just messed up. And then the Super Bowl happened, and then it got even more messed up.
Kind of peak,
Anyway,
honestly.
I need to stop talking before Kendrick DMCA's this.
True.
Should probably move on to the next one, which is not gonna be any better in the DMCA category, but another one that I had to play this in tournament and I hated it, but this map is actually kind of fun, all things considered.
It's so big.
Yeah.
She looks like one of those rap guys'
Yeah.
girlfriends, but you know, who understands those rap guys? They only talk to her because she looks like a total prostitute, okay?
So while the intro's talking at us, this is a collaboration between Revo and 1103, and I'm sorry 1103 if that's not how I say your name, of Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot. Classic song, newer map.
This is more leaning into, I guess you could say leaning into somewhat complex rhythm. There's a lot of overmaps at 1/8, which seem kind of weird. They play a lot naturally than you'd expect, I'd say. I think the most appeal from this comes from the song. This is a huge meme back in the day, and still kind of is to some extent. Like, back in the early days of the internet, this was, Yep. I don't know the meme. No one knows the I like big butts and I cannot lie meme. It actually
Nobody
might be
knows.
over for society.
It's over. So over. But this map is overall pretty cool. I like how they make use of the overmapping to just fit with, like, all of the instruments that just go like...
Anyway, let's get out of the DMCA territory while we still can. Number 1. Somebody said first place is going to have even less rhythm. You're wrong. Absolutely wrong.
All the
Pioneer
rhythm.
4 by Ill, or 2L rather. Everyone knows this artist, for better or for worse. I need to stop saying for better or for worse.
He's
But
really
yeah,
good
this
at
is a
making
song.
things that push us.
I cannot tell why this one has complex rhythm.
Yeah, I'm completely clueless here. That said, it did get 14 first choice votes, 13 second and third choices, and 5 fourth plus. So, if you like this map, you knew this map, you loved this map, on the best complex rhythm and swing category.
This is probably the most actual complex rhythm map of the bunch, all things considered. I mean, any 2L song is going to have some of the dumbest rhythm you've ever seen. I mean, just look at this. Like, you're swapping between 1/3, 1/4, 1/8, 1/6, probably 1/5 in there somewhere if it's anything like other 2L songs. It is just, it is a non-stop barrage of, I don't know what's going on. Even doubles there. You got doubles, like, it's just, how is somebody meant to play this? Somebody in question, Ikoro, 99%, because he does that. Yeah, the definition of a polyrhythm for the most part here. Not really too much to say. If you've seen a 2L song, like the OWC 2020 map, which introduced him to the Oz scene, you're probably going to be familiar with this, as it takes a lot of the same cues from Devious Panda's map. That's going to do it for Complex Rhythm. Get into...
Congrats again to Oat Milk.
Congrats to Oat Milk. Actually, one of their... I think this is their first ranked map, too, so winning it on their first ranked map is kind of crazy, all things considered.
That goes crazy.
Nonetheless, best alternator swing up next. Top 3, we got First Death. I believe that this was also a tournament map. If not a tournament map, it was most certainly used in a tournament. Ice Sheet Through is pretty well known for mapping alt maps at this point. I think a lot of people know Unravel in particular, just because of the fact it was the last map that was played in OWC 2024. But he's been doing this for God knows how long at this point. He is very good at what he does. Very high spacing alt maps and just absolutely brutal to play patterns. Say it's a pretty natural evolution of Evil Elvis alt maps, all things considered. It's not obviously the exact same, but you can definitely see some inspiration from that. You can just kind of see how brutally difficult this is, all things considered. These patterns are crazy.
Oh my goodness.
I believe there's still no FC on this, which kind of is just a testament to how actually difficult it is, since there's a lot of people that are very good at this skill set now. And not having an FC on this is, never mind, there's 2 FCs on this. I lied.
You lied.
I'm a liar. I'm a liar and a fraud. There's almost a Hard Rock FC on this. What? How was I not aware of this? How are players this crazy? That's messed up.
And people wondering what about the BPM, it is 164.
Speaking of BPM, let's go a bit higher with the alternator-oriented maps. Kind of debatable on this one. Hey guys! Who doesn't know this map? Good answer. The correct answer was silence.
So this song and map were made for OWC 2023 Burning Star Level 4 mapped by K2 Schuster.
I think a lot of people are probably surprised to not see this in #1. I honestly was too. This one, Community Choice this year. Which is, yeah, as much of a circle jerk as Community Choice might be sometimes, it is still pretty impressive that this won out. Even if it was primarily just because of the play of one player in 2023, but hey, you know, sometimes that's just how it is. This map, and even in of itself though, this is just brutally hard. It's made even more infamous by the fact that this was actually FC'd in tournament, in match, with all the stakes, by a player. Like, I mean, just look at this. This is no mod. He had to play this Hard Rock, and he FC'd this in match. I guess you could kind of say this is a bit of a stream map. This is 175 BPM, so not traditional alt-oriented like what you'd see in like around the 140, 160 BPM range. That's usually where a lot of alt maps rely, or 120, I guess 120 to 160, anywhere between that. So this is a lot faster than that, but it is mapped in a traditional alt style. This is a map in KTG Stir's Gengaozo style, and that map is, I believe, 155 BPM, so this is basically just a higher BPM version of that. I'm getting old, I'm aware. I turned 26 this month. Not this month, actually, in 3 months, but still.
There's a small difference.
There is a small difference. It's 2 months of difference. Please, don't remind me that I'm old. Anyway, if this didn't win #1, then what did in Best Alternator and Swing? Well, another famous alt mapper that has done a lot of tournament no-mod 3s. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to be familiar with the name instantly as soon as it appears. Pedal, Matha, with Minor Peace by Zach. Beating out Burning Star, getting the first place in the best alt map. This map is definitely a lot more traditional alt style than Burning Star, I'd say. This is a lot more what you'd kind of expect from an alt map. You got BPM, that's relatively low. I believe sub 150, 146, around that. And just in general,
146.
yeah, just in general, a very fun to play alt-oriented map.
You know
believe
what's
this
crazy?
is what?
They uploaded this full set and then speed ranked the whole thing.
They could have speed ranked it faster, actually. I had to check timing on this, and I believe it got DQ'd for that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because Zach does not know how to keep metronome.
No, it's part of the feeling, it's part of the vibe.
So very aesthetic, only ones in the bottom row. It is so emotional. You are right, Leiden. It is so emotional. This map is so emotional. This is another map that I think a lot of people have seen in the storyboard category, so not too much to add on to it outside of, yep, this is an alt map. Let's get into maps that I believe don't have necessarily storyboards into them. Unfortunately, the first one is a repeat. We're back.
I love repeats.
We're so back.
We're so back.
We have.
Slider Tech.
We're so back. Baby is back.
Slider Tech 3.
Yeah, this got top 3 as well in Slider Tech, which, I mean, if you saw the preview in the earlier iteration, not really too surprising. This is a map that derives a lot of its difficulty from sliders. It has an ass slider.
I love
Shout
the
out
butt
to ass.
sliders. Butts.
Shout out to asses. Not really too much to add to that we haven't already said prior when this came up in Complex Rhythm, though. So, fortunately, that's the only repeat. So, even if that is somewhat underwhelming, the top 2 are hopefully going to tickle your fancy. Starting off with Random, Sobrem, X Silent Room, Saros, and AK-74's collab diff on this.
Dadaism. This song is definitely one that leans more into the experimental direction, and getting a good handle on making a map of this is already hard enough, and then you're making like a really crazy map that fits the song and the whatever's going on in this music video, just to be like, okay, everything's gonna go crazy here.
It's very surprising to see this get second place. 17 first place choices. The ranked choice voting coming into play here, as that is by far the most #1 votes on any of these categories that we've seen so far. Especially in this category in particular. The only other one to get double-digit first place choices was a map that we've already seen before, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know what that map is, so I'm not even going to bother mentioning it. But yeah, this is 2 famous tech mappers collabing to make another tech map. And it is definitely a tech map. Look at these sliders. Look at how wacky it is. So we get into the first place. We are never beating the allegations of old mapping awards. This was a loved set from, I think, 2018, mapped in 2016 by Skystar. Got ranked late in the year, and it won first place. We are not beating the allegations with this one.
Okay, but deserve though?
I mean, even if it is deserved, you still have to admit it is kind of underwhelming to announce, okay, the best map of 2024 is a map that isn't from 2024, it's actually 8 years old.
Good job, Skystar, though. Of 8 years ago.
And even then, this is really... Considering what we consider tech nowadays, this is like very, very light tech. There's not really anything too crazy in this, outside of, I think, a Barai slider, which I'm not even sure if that got changed before this got ranked. But it used to be in the Love set, so I'm not too sure if they changed it or not. You're telling me Candyland did not win? You're correct. Candyland was the only other choice with double-digit first choice, but did not crack the top 3. It was top 5, though. But yeah, if you've seen any Skystar map from 2016, this is that map. Congratulations. It is literally just that map. You could say this is basically just Ability 2. You could say this is Dual Alternatives 2. You could say a lot of things about this map. It is very much in that exact same style, but it is a good style, and it's fun to play, so not really too much you can say other than that, honestly. That does it for Slider Tech.
Really enjoyable map. Make sure to check it out. Let's check out the Unorthodox.
Yeah, best Unorthodox gimmick. Starting off with another repeat, but this one, I mean, you kind of can see why it's in here. Meet the Grams. Yep, this is definitely Unorthodox and a gimmick map. Who would have seen that coming?
Yeah.
Not really too much else to add on to this. I think we've basically discussed everything about this map that we can. Let's move on to number 2, which is something we haven't seen, and also a map I am very sure no one is going to be surprised at all being here. If anything, they're going to be surprised why it's not number 1. Taito no Suika by Fanjin. The fabled best map on OMDB of 2024.
What in the world is this cursor dancing?
You wouldn't get it.
What is this?
Yeah, you wouldn't get it. But yeah, I think basically every mapper knows this map. A lot of people are probably genuinely surprised this didn't win, considering this is a very popular map. This is probably, in most people's eyes, the best map of 2024. So having it in second place for the category that it was basically destined to win. Like, this is the definition of unorthodox. Anything from Fanjin can kind of fall into that category, but this one in particular is very much mapping to the song, while also at the same time making a map that is just genuinely fun to play. And it does both of those absolutely stellar. It is so much fun to play this. You have 1 BPM sliders at the beginning and end, relegated to the white noise areas of this song, and then everything else is just, I don't know how to describe it. It's something that you really do have to play and just kind of feel for yourself.
And this has become more unusual lately, so I would like to mention the fact that it actually makes really nice use of CS5 is really, really neat.
We'll be, surely we'll be talking about this map a bit more later, so we'll save that for when we get there. But for now, what, you might be asking, one best unorthodox or gimmick? Well, there's one map that you might have not seen here quite yet that you're going to be like, that should have been top 3.
You'll never guess what it is.
It's top 1. AR0. Made famous by GN's Hidden FC, and honestly was kind of famous prior to that even. Yep. This is a map. 29 first place votes. I think a lot of people are probably like, now that it's been revealed, I think a lot of people are like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, everyone was kind of expecting Taito no Suika to be number 1 here, but then you see this and it's just like, okay.
You know, this isn't Aika's first rodeo with low AR, so it's really cool what he's managed to do with it, even if it confuses the hell out of my eyes.
No, this is great. I don't know what you're talking about. This is very much a hardcore reading map. There's a lot of difficulties in this that kind of fill that category, honestly. There's a lot of reading challenge maps in this. Some of which have been used in tournaments, I believe, as of late. One of them in ADS, I believe, which is fun to see. It's fun to see that skill set represented in tournaments finally. Since no one's really gone for that. Nonetheless, that does it for the best unorthodox gimmick category. Let's go on to the best hit sounding category now, and we're going to be starting things off with a banger. Everyone loves this. Wow. That is the wrong map.
That's wrong video.
That's the wrong map. That's the wrong map. Break out of the simulation. Ignore everything you just saw. You did not see anything.
You did not see anything.
You did not see anything. Nothing happened.
We are in the Heat Abnormal. Don't worry about it.
Heat Abnormal is your #1 choice for best hit sounding. Congratulations, Aika. I knew you could map something absolutely spectacular and hit sound it at the same time. You got #1 in both categories. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. You get a deserved 2 badges this time around. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Host is still wrong, but
We're almost there, guys. So the host is by Kelanimo. The hit sounds are a collaboration between Kelamino and the One Force. I already lost my mind at this map during the storyboard section, so I'll let Fiery Rage lose his mind at the storyboard this time around, as well as the hit sounds.
Do you like Counter-Strike? Do you like MLG compilations? Yeah. Yeah, that's the hit sounding on this.
Sorry, the storyboard, I can't. That said, the hit sounds are very nice and solid.
Especially during the latter half, I think that's where it picks up the most in the hit sounding department, where it just becomes an absolute meme. Like, if that was not enough of a meme, it just gets even worse as the song progresses. And yeah, we'll be looking at the entire map, since that is where best hit sounding aspect comes into play. So you'll get to see the absolute pinnacle of hit sounding, alongside the absolute peak of storyboards, apparently. We needed an obligatory meme set in the hit sounding category at some point. I believe there's been at least one every single year. In fact, I believe one won last year.
True.
So not anything too crazy to see another meme set. If I'm remembering correctly from my visit on this is where we get to have a fun time.
Nice knife slider, by the way.
We might be alone. It just might be you and me, but that's
What the fuck?
okay.
Here we go.
Do you really need anyone else?
Can we show this on screen?
Welcome to the peak of hit sounding and storyboarding at the exact same time. I believe that is the only section that actually does that. It just comes out of it just comes out of nowhere.
Alright, now that we've seen the chat, I think we're good to go and check out number 2 for best hit sounding.
Definitely did not get spoiled prior. It's tied first place, by the way.
Wait,
So
shit!
we have 2 first places on this one. And the first one is Mina no Rhythm Tengoku Remix 10. I fucking love Rhythm Heaven!
So guys, you might be wondering where are the hit sounds in this? Half of the song is the hit sounds. So, you know, this kind of emulates the feeling of Rhythm Heaven by having half of the song in the hit sounds, so if your rhythm is bad, then it messes up the whole song. The best example of this is basically all of the vocal samples are hit sounded, a ton of melody and stuff are too.
Probably the immediate comparison to make would be the absolute pinnacle of hit sounding on that one DDR song by Mikan, I forgot, Fast B. I already forgot the name of it and I nominated it. That's actually kind of embarrassing. But yeah, it takes a lot of cues from that with its hit sounding.
Like all the 1, 2, 3s, those are just in the hit sounds. All of the slides, all of the knife slashes, hit sounds. All the goofy bird sounds, hit sounds. And this was hit sound. This was done by Yorita Yoshino, also with hit sound support from TTMZK. Sorry if I butchered that though.
Yumenexa, that was last year, and that was what won number 1. That was the meme set I was talking about. That one number 1. True Love hit sounded like this too, to some extent. There are DDR hit sounds in that. That was the one I was referring to. I just forgot the name of it. But yeah, it is kind of taking notes from that with its hit sounding, but it just kind of does its own thing. And I think Rhythm Heaven relies a lot more on hit sounding than DDR does, so it just makes a lot more sense, all things considered.
You know, usually the default choice is if you're mapping a Rhythm Heaven song, you'll just map the version with all the sounds baked in. So to actually put in the dedication to make the map and hit sounds accurate, that's really cool.
Shout out to Nintendo, thank you for reviving this franchise. Hey, everyone's favorite part of the Rhythm Heaven scene. I believe that is the end of that. So
that was me on the Rhythm Heaven.
I lied. I forgot. They juke you out on this.
With the ending candy wrapper.
I forgot they juke you out on that to throw you off guard.
Now for the next number 1 hit sounding.
Yeah. Pocket representation. I don't think this is too surprising to a lot of people that have played this with hit sounds on. There's a lot of effort.
Yeah, the hit sounds on this are actually a collab, too, between Bodin and Chris Shorga. Like, just listen to all the noise they added in the hit sounds. It's just kind of crazy how much it adds to the song, all things considered, and how much it fits. Like, they heard the song and they were like, okay, we're gonna run with these samples, we're gonna add even more samples, and we're gonna add slider slide samples, and almost every important slider will have its own sound, and it actually sounds good to play with, because, you know, sometimes hit sounding like that gets a little distracting. This one fits really well.
Move that body and get it, check it live, live shows, DIY styles every night, NMSB, bring it tight without all the hype, just a crew of ill bandits, killing the mic, got a home right here, makes sense to me, in this big
A lot of these are samples taken from Super Mario Bros. I don't know if all of them necessarily are, but a lot of them are sounds that you'd be familiar with if you played those games.
Check me out like a doctor. When I be rolling, I be hot and
According to the chat, these hit sounds were done within 6 days for a map pool. Holy cow.
On the grind.
That would take that long just to find all the samples to use. Goodness.
On the grind. What can we say? That does it for best hit sounding. Not too much else to add to this map. Just very consistently good sample usage throughout this. You could just keep here and listen to the rest of the hit sounding.
We were just letting you listen to the hit sounds, guys.
What else do you want me to say? This is a map. It's a pocket map. Everyone knows how pocket maps. Wow, look at those slider tech elements. Look at that finger control.
But it was hit sounding, so good work for Voted and Chris here.
And that does it for the hit sounding category. Now it's time for the grand awards. We'll start out with the user awards. Fanjin. Yep. Kind of always a staple, I think, in grand award winning. We've seen Fanjin quite a lot of times in MCA. A couple of years that it's been running. Everyone just loves Fanjin maps. There's not really anything else really to say. Every single map that he's made, for the most part, I think everyone can agree is pretty banging.
It is an awesome level of consistency, because not only does he put out maps regularly of all this incredibly high quality, but he's been around for a while, and he's been pretty consistently around for a while, so that's just really cool. today we're showcasing one of Banjen's more recent maps, Kuchikara Totsugeki, One More Extra.
I believe this was also ranked in 2014. He kind of just popped off this year, honestly. He has a lot of maps that are crazy. All of which are 2DX related, if I'm remembering correctly. I believe this is from 2DX as well. Taito no Suika was used in 2DX, but not the full version. Yeah, congrats to Banjin. 3rd place in the Grand User category. Moving on to 2nd place. Bit of something that I think would surprise quite a bit of people, as this is their first time being here, but has made a name for himself, especially as of late. Oh, it's a tie. Oh, yeah, it's a tie. Tied 1st place. So we have one, which is new to the Grand Award. And I think a pleasant surprise for many of you, App has made a name for himself, especially as of late, becoming part of the BNG just this year. But
everything went uphill for App so quickly after he renamed from lowercase to capitalized A, just saying.
That is true. That is actually a factual statement. My favorite Siege player. Oh yeah, he's been making a name for himself in the mapping community for quite a long time now, but has especially taken a leap in 2024. And that is reflected in this award. Just
He's ranked like 10 sets in 2024, which is really cool. That's almost one every single month. And if you ever look at its taste, he makes like a lot of really different and cool maps. This marathon is just one example, which is like, you know, his favorite.
You know, like in 2024 alone, you have such a wide variety of genres and different map choices. You have Koltar of the Deepers in early 2024, this in mid-2024, Iosis, Camellia Dangerous, Camellia Vacation, if anyone remembers the DJ Pop set of that was ranked at the very end of 2024. There's so many genres and different styles that he can choose and to emulate, and it's always an experience to see him in the ranked section. He just continues to pump it out every single month. Even like this month, he has, I think, 4 ranked sets this month alone. And he's been popping off on BN activity as well. Like even as soon as he got into the BNG, he was just like, I know what to nominate. I'm nominating 9 maps. He has 9 maps nominated in probation right now. It is messed up.
That's not even mentioning all the guest difficulties that he's been making, some of which are extremely fun, so make sure to check out not only the ones on his profile, but the ones, you know, a little bit lower down on his profile.
Wait for that's so true. BN activity in 2024, who needs that? Oh yeah. Congratulations to App. Tied first place award. Very well deserved on this. So we get into a contrast, one that has not been in the Grand Award before. Now, one that has been in the Grand Award several times, actually. So this is not necessarily a surprise. Aika, welcome back. 2022 Grand Award winner for User and 2021. Missed out on 2023, but is back here. Right where he belongs. I don't really think anyone can debate how much Aika does for the game in terms of pushing boundaries and just general uniqueness. Being a BN on top of that, pushing a lot of different sets, variety, NAT, I believe, for the first half of 2024. Unless I am just completely misremembering. I actually might just be misremembering on that.
That's really correct. And he ranked like 17 sets in 2024, a lot of guest difficulties, and, you know, whenever you play an Aika set, you don't know exactly what you're going to expect, because he's always making something radically different from what he's done before, or expanding on what he's done before in really cool ways. He's really good at finding other good mappers to make TVs.
I mean, what else can we really say about Aika? He's won this award twice already. It's not really too surprising to see him back here again. He's just done so much for this game as a whole. It's genuinely incredible that he still keeps it up to this day.
He has great song taste, I can tell you that. He's the only other person that knows a bunch of
Vocaloid bias,
Well, you know what, still.
Song choice, Nafi likes the one that chooses Vocaloid. Who would have seen this one coming?
I mean, he's also the most ranked Vocaloid mapper in history.
This is true. Is that actually true? I thought that would be Andrea.
By a long shot.
I thought that would have been Andrea, honestly. Okay, I'm surprised. I guess Andrea does more Nightcore than Vocaloid, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that does it for the Grand User Awards. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the Grand Map Awards. We've got top 3 results here for ya. Starting things off with We're Not Beating the Allegations, part, I don't even know how many times at this point, 5.
Let's just round up and say 10.
Second place! Congratulations! Second place, best map of 2024 is a map from not 2024!
Don't worry, it tied for second with another map, so you'll be seeing another second place. But this is still really cool. I mean, there's a reason it got voted number 1. First choice by 12 people, and second and third by 14, you know? That people see this map, and they're like, okay, I like this map. That's how it goes.
Now, you guys voted for this, you can't complain. So this was number 12 first point for... I cannot speak right now. 12 first place and second, third, 14. You guys cannot... You have no one to blame but yourself for this. And just like that, what's going to be second, tied for second? Who would have seen this one coming? It's Candyland! No, I'm just kidding. It's Heat and Abnormal.
Bruh.
I needed to play into the fact that we were going through old maps. But yeah, probably an unsurprising result as well here. This is one of the most well-known maps of the bunch from 2024 for numerous different reasons, outside of it just being a very hard-reading gimmick map. Lots of second-place choices on this, 25 in total, alongside basically tying the amount of first place from the Skystar map. Not really too much to add on to this. We already explained a lot of it in the Unorthodox gimmick part of the award show. And this is just a very solid gimmick-oriented reading map.
Hey, I got this. So,
okay.
What would you feel if the world was ending? Like the world was crashing in on you? A thing that's this complex deserves a map that fits it, and besides everything we already mentioned in terms of like the reading and the flashlight scores, and everything around it that helped really get this map the positive attention it deserves, I think just did a really damn good job with this. That's all I got.
Unfortunately, we're going to be kind of anticlimactic, I think, for a lot of people at the very least, for the Grand Award.
Well, this is super exciting. Come on.
That is complete bullshit. That is bullshit.
Always looking for results.
Cavo, no! No, I don't want to be toxic to Pro Box. No!
Wait, no, he's actually rigging this.
This is not first place. This is not first place.
This is not the actual first place. Okay, here's
To be fair, Candyland was 4th place, so it just barely missed out on top 3. But yeah, no, this is number 1. I think everyone kind of expected this for the most part. Taito no Suika. What else is there to say about this map? This map is just... It is a map, and it is one of the best maps I have ever played, honestly. That's why I wanted to nominate this. the second I played this, it stood out to me. Like, it was just an experience that you actually could not find anywhere else. It's genuinely remarkable what Fanjin has done with this type of set. Cavo, I cannot believe you did that. That was not scripted, by the way.
That's trolling.
That was not scripted at all. Yeah, no, it's a pretty anticlimactic result, as I think a lot of mappers in general, and even players probably, were kind of expecting this to win.
Deserved.
And, like, it's 100% deserved. Like, this is by far probably the best map of the year. Like, there's no real contest, in my opinion, at least in my eyes, but... With that said, it is also kind of anticlimactic, because when you see it, you're just like, oh, okay.
You get it.
Well,
but
no, that was kind of expected.
We're gonna let this play through for anybody that hasn't had the pleasure of playing this already, and if you haven't played it already, maybe you should go ahead and play it after the stream ends. That said, this map has a lot of different builds to appeal to different people, between the way it handles, like, very careful snapping movement, as well as, like, I haven't seen a pop map using symmetry in, like, forever. Come on.
There's just so many concepts in this map that all mesh together extremely well. And it just perfectly captures the vibe of the song in every different aspect. The song has a lot of different unique elements to it. Oriental instruments, obviously. But in general, there's just so much going on here that you can represent through mapping, and Fanjin does an absolutely impeccable job on it.
And here we're at the very slow interval part where, you know, you just kind of listen to the song and then the build-up comes. And it comes fast.
Oh, the first build-up. This is only one of the build-ups. A map for mappers. I'd argue this is also a map for players. This is really fun to play. Like, it's surprisingly fun to play. You'd think if you're going exclusively for mapper perspective, you'd think it wouldn't necessarily be as fun to play as something that was exclusively made for players, but no, this is just fun. It's just so good. Anyway.
That said...
Yeah, that's gonna do it for us. Nafi, I'll let you do the closing words.
Oh, okay. So, thank you everybody for stopping by the Mappers Choice Awards 2024 this year. It's been a pretty epic day so far. Make sure to check out the VODs for all of the streams later once they're posted, and the results will be on the website soon TM as well, so you'll be able to check those. And congrats again to all of our amazing mappers that just made a really good show this year. 2024 had a lot of stuff going on, but a lot of really cool maps came out of it. So thanks y'all, and have a good evening!
And you'll be seeing with the rest of the map the last build-up of Taito no Suika.